Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show for the Conference League final. It's finished Roma 1, Feyenoord 0. What a performance! What a performance from Roma. They're the better team. They were the better team. But you know what? Did anyone expect anything different in the final? I mean, it's a one-goal win for Jose Mourinho. He tries to gets the goal, shuts it down. That's typical Mourinho. I think it's a bit more nuanced than that, though. But what a performance! From Roma today. Look, they were very, very good defensively. I think Feyenoord tried in that second half. They really did, but it just that little bit of that experience that Mourinho has, a little bit of that guile, that news that was lacking in the team and the manager, and it showed. And that experience showed. And I think Roma won it on balance. I think they deserve to win. Definitely, I think it was a very complete professional performance. And we'll go through the stages, of course. But what a performance there! To be fair, I think Feyenoord were the dominant team in the second half. I think they were. But just, every time the ball comes in, every time, they just need an extra touch, need an extra touch, need an extra, maybe one more pass, maybe one more, flick, one more, whatever it is, like one more second that they need. That just makes a difference, doesn't it? Just that second difference. The goal, though, was very good. That came from Roma. It was well worked. I thought the cross was very, very nice. And Trauner just got underneath it. He just got underneath it and it goes over him. And it goes to Zaniolo. Zaniolo has had a tough time. A player who's had a real tough time with injuries. I think, someone who's hardly waited 2-3 years ago and then he just fell off the map because of all the injuries that he had. But he pops up, scores in a major European final. The youngest player since Alessandro Del Piero, apparently, to score. So there's some good company to keep. But he gets a nice little touch, and then it's a nice little flick over Bijlow, and it goes in. It's a fantastic goal. And at 1-0, you're thinking, well, this is Roma's. This is what Jose Mourinho does best. He wins 1-0. He knows how to win games once he's 1-0 up, and he does. Then he did that. He did that fantastically well. And they saw. I mean, the idea would have been to see the game out, but I think Feyenoord kind of ripped that up in the second half, and they came out with the intensity. Twice they hit the post. One time it's a Roma player who hits against his own post, and it's Malacia who forces Patricio to save onto his own post. But I think a little bit more decisiveness, a little bit more initiative, I think would have probably seen something. But there were too many near misses, too many ahs and oohs rather than the proper where you go, yeah, that was a chance. I think that was missing in this game. But ultimately it's a learning curve. A lot of these players are young. And hopefully they will learn from it, and hopefully they'll be able to use it and maybe bounce back in a future season. But to talk about Jose Roma as well, I think it's their first ever European trophy. It's a fantastic moment for Roma. City that has been a club that's been very troubled, really. I mean, when you think about it, they've got so many great legends like Francesco Totti, Daniele De Rossi, players who were so good. And yet they were loyal. You almost felt bad for them for being loyal to a club because Roma didn't win a lot. But I think this will be something, so this is, I mean, maybe not winning so much makes these trials more meaningful, and that's what they look at. I mean, so for these players, it's great. They're not there here, but for this group of players, it's good that they've won a trophy. I think Tammy Abraham, leaving Chelsea, coming here, winning, wins the European trophies in his first season. Especially when being let go because of Lukaku and the struggles that he has had. I'm sure some Chelsea fans will be thinking maybe they could have kept him and used him. Perhaps Chris Smalling was let go by Manchester United. Remember, he won the Europa League with Manchester United. Was taught by England as well. And yeah, he is winning the European trophy. I thought he was the man of the match, by the way. Chris Smalling, I thought he was immense in this game. And again, one of the things that I will say, though, and a lot of people would talk about, well, should Man United have kept Smalling or not? I think this game showed his limitations as a player, but it also showed why he was and is so highly rated in Italy now, because he's got that awareness. His defensive awareness is brilliant. And obviously, his passing out on the back is not that great, but his awareness, his understanding, and his ability to snuff out, not necessarily snuff out danger, I think is something that definitely works in a low block team. I don't think he's a league winning defender, but as someone who can, as someone who can play in these sort of situations, I think his big game experience and his understanding of the game, I think helps him in these sort of games. But he was man of the match for me. I thought he was brilliant. I don't think it was a mistake from United. I don't want to make this about United, but I don't think it was a mistake for United to let him go. It was just a mistake that they replaced him with Harry Maguire. That was the problem. But nonetheless, he was great. He was great in this game. I thought he was fantastic. Talking about Henrik Mkhitaryan as well, another United outcast, comes here, wins the European trophy. Wouldn't be disappointed that he had to go off in the first round, but I'll celebrate that. And then talk about Jose Mourinho. 5 European trophies now. The first manager to have won, I think he's the first manager to have won 3 different European trophies. He's definitely the first manager to have won a European trophy with 4 different clubs. And he'll always be able to tell that he was the first manager to win the Conference League. I'm telling you, he's going to mention that. He's going to mention that at some point, and at a lot of points, he will mention that that he was the first manager to win the Conference League. And but it's a fantastic bit of a redemption story for him. I still think, and again, people say I'm being negative, but I don't think he is someone who can win, one of those top league titles. I don't think he's someone who can win those big league titles. But I do think that there's still a good manager there. And, Roma is sort of the perfect place for him. It's not a team that expects to win league titles, but these kind of triumphs are something that will endear him to the crowd. These are the kind of things that he can do. And he can actually work his siege mentality in these sort of situations. So I think Roma is a perfect place for him. And I hope he stays there for a while. And I hope the fans love him. But there's no denying, whatever his struggles may be currently, I think there's no denying that he's one of the greatest managers of all time. I think that's a given. I think he's one of the greats of the game. And maybe we should appreciate him more while we have him. I think that's something that will be there. But nonetheless, congratulations to Mourinho. Congratulations to the Roma players. Congratulations to the club. Congratulations to all Roma fans as well for a fantastic prime. The first ever winners of the Europa Conference League. That's something that nobody else will ever be able to say that. Other teams may say that we won the tournament, they'll never be able to say they were the first. So it's a wonderful feather in the cap for Roma, for Mourinho, for all the players, and I think that's something they will enjoy. Spinazzola as well, by the way. Spinazzola didn't have much to do today, but someone who had to go off injured for the European Championships, missed out the European Championships final, gets to play at least in a final here. A nice little story for him as well. The Conference League itself, I thought it was a fantastic competition. I mean, I'm not going to claim that it's better than the Champions League, it's better than the Europa League. But it's a nice and exciting competition, and and again, you wouldn't get to see these teams in a European final otherwise. So there's something there as well. It's got something for some players, and I'm excited to see what happens next season and how it goes beyond. I think this season was a lot about the intrigue and about what it's going to look like. I think that there's a place for it. I think there is a place for it, and hopefully people will take it more seriously next season. That's all we can ask. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you like, give a smash like for Roma, and for their Europa Conference League time. But if you did enjoy it, do also share it with everyone or don't, or you don't know. I mean, share it, but share it with people and you don't know for sure. And of course, do remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We appreciate your support. We still got one more content to come. We've got one more European final to come this weekend. So, if you subscribe, you get notified when we do the match reaction show for that one. So do stay tuned. Thank you so much. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.